Hi everyone. I'm in my room in Yosemite Village Lodge getting ready for my epic hike tomorrow to Half Dome. I'm so excited. I did a lot of research to do this and I had to piece together a lot of information, and I don't want you to have to do that. So I'm going to try to help you out if it's something you ever want to do, and hopefully I can get you prepared quickly so you don't have to go through all the research that I did, although it is fun to do that. The biggest thing I had difficulty doing is getting the right shoes. And you think you would want to go with like classic hiking shoes. No, you're got to climb up granite. So you want to make sure you get, I've heard it pronounced several different ways, Vibram or Vibram um, bottoms to your shoes, and then you want to have the grips because you want to be able to grip onto that granite when you're pulling up the cables. And if you haven't looked at Half Dome, look at somebody doing a Half Dome hike, or I'll have my video posted after this, after tomorrow. I do have my GoPro and I plan on doing it. However, if the rain comes, I may not get to do it, and then I'll have to wait for another chance. So the most important thing is the shoes. Then hydration. So your pack is going to be important for that. So I got it on Amazon, and of course I added a whistle. You want to have a whistle just in case anything emergent happens. You can get somebody's attention. But you want to make sure you're fully hydrated before you leave. So drink a lot of water the day before. Yes, I've drank a lot of water today. And then you want to get a 3-liter pack or bladder. Make sure you try to get a bladder that fills from the top, not one that has a circle here, because you never end up getting to fill it full. Now that gets pretty heavy and it makes your pack pretty heavy. And we learned some new information today that is going to help us. I'll tell you about that in a second. But also, we got this kind of water bottle, and it's one that has a filter in it. So if we ever get in a situation where we're beyond the point where you can refill water bottles on the trail, that this has a filter, and if we use a stream or something like that, we heard that it's really good at making it safe to drink. So that's the Be Free. I saw this on a website. I did find that. And with the same guy that taught me about these also said, you're going to need a phone. Definitely don't forget your phone and a power source. So got a mega power source because we've got several different electronics you just don't want to be without when you get up there, because you don't want to get lost. Even though you won't have a signal, you can use the satellites up there. So back to the pack and the water. The water, we found out today, when you start at Happy Isle, the first mile to, like, I think it's called some bridge, it's got a pretty decent incline, so you'll not want to have a very, very heavy backpack because you'll get tired. Well, you don't want to get tired at the very beginning of your long journey. So to save that, don't fill these all the way up. Fill them when you get up to that point, and then it's relatively good until you get to the next. There's another portion. So there are places to fill up, and we thought we were going to have to bring and carry a full gallon or a gallon and a quarter for each of us to have, because we heard the biggest thing is people don't drink enough water. So with that being said, we learned that we don't have to have, mine was going to be 14-pound pack, my husband was going to be 17 pounds. It doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're walking uphill, it's a good workout. So that's how we kind of trained for it. We were walking with our packs on, with the heavy packs. So I think we got some good training in with that. Also, for safety purposes, just in case something happens, you never know, make sure you have like a medical kit, and just be prepared. We are leaving early in the morning. It's going to be dark. So of course we're going to have a headlamp. I'll put this on. And this sucker is bright, so we're going to be able to see anything or any animal or anything that comes at us. Plus we won't trip. We'll see where we're going. Then the other electronics, I'm bringing a GoPro. Like I said, I'm going to film this, so hopefully I get to see you on the flip side and get to show you how awesome it was to climb up the cables and what the beautiful view is from the top. So we got the GoPro. I think I told you the phone. Don't forget that. Other key item, hat. There's a lot of spots where there's no tree cover and it gets bright up there. A lot of sun. You're closer to the sun. Make sure you have this, which also means make sure you have sunscreen. Heard there's lots of bugs. Make sure you have bug spray. We're from the East Coast, so we need to make sure that, I mean, I'm already dealing with dry lips and whatever, so dry lips. Another thing, when you're walking that far and you just never know certain clothes you wear, you just never know when you're going to need, like blister, something's rubbing in the wrong spot. This is Body Glide. Trust me, you know, I don't know if you've ever been to the beach or anywhere when something gets wet, it rubs. This is the kind of stuff you want to use. I didn't talk to you. I think my rain jacket fell. You don't want to get wet. This pack also has a rain jacket or rain thing at the bottom, so it covers that, because the last thing you want is to be wearing wet clothes for that whole hike. That would be disaster. So this is my rain jacket's all bundled up in here, so I can just shove it in my pack. The other thing, at the top of the cables, the very, very important piece of equipment you need up there. This is the Via Ferrata. So you want to clip in, because we want to be safe. We want to come back home and tell everybody about our trip. We don't want to have another tragedy that's happened before on the cables. So we got this, and then this is the big clip to clip in on the cables. And then the other must is that you have Gorilla Gloves so you can have a good grip on the cables. We heard that they're really rough on your hands. Make sure you have that. Let's see. Oh, don't forget, in the morning, you're going to be leaving early. We were told, I mean, nothing's going to be open. So we got some caffeine. We got dark chocolate espresso beans. So that might be our coffee choice of the morning. But I want to be able to see everything I'm doing, so I got to remember to put my contacts in. And we also have a bunch of energy snacks, honey stingers, blocks, protein bars. You're going to want a snack. Remember, this is a long hike. They don't serve lunch up there. The other thing is with your water, sometimes drinking, you sweat a lot. If you sweat a lot, you need to replenish with electrolytes. LMNT element is got great hydration. You just throw it in your water. So that's another reason to have one of those water bottles. And the other good thing about this is it packs really nice. You can roll it up and it's nice and small. So that's helpful. Tissues may not be for your nose, maybe for another thing. And what you bring up, you must bring down. Have a Ziploc bag so you can dispose of it back down at base camp. You might want some tunes. And last, but you can't go to the top without it, the lottery ticket. If you didn't get a lottery ticket, you can't go to the top. If you want to go and you didn't get in the lottery at the beginning of the year, you can try and contact, there's several guide companies that do it. Their spots fill up relatively quickly. You can go with that, but they're kind of pricey, but you get to do it. So this is all weather dependent. If the weather sinks tomorrow, we don't get to go. So we'll have to wait next year to go and hopefully get a lottery spot, or maybe I do a guide, but we're gonna go. Need your ID to go with the lottery because they do check. There's rangers up there. So with that being said, I think that would prepare you if you would like to go do Half Dome as well. If you got a lottery ticket and you're waiting to figure out how and what you need, I think we've got everything. Don't forget to take your medicine in the morning too, by the way. I think I missed that one. See you on the flip side.